John Nadler, ECB President Mario Draghi says the euro will survive. Sounds very Lincoln-esque. Gold is up on that news. Do you believe him?
Well, look, the markets really are trying to believe him as they have tried to believe Angela Merkel thus far as well. The problem seems to be the fact that, despite the assertions that the ECB might intervene in the bond markets and might mop up some Spanish and Italian bonds, the bond vigilantes could still come out and start sort of tempering this mini euphoria, which is just about the same size as we had after the last mega ECB meeting, which was the 19th in a row. So I think things are fragile, but all things considered, if you look at the euro having reached, very, very close to 120 against the dollar, obviously with 7% bullishness in that market, some pop was overdue. And this was the excuse that the traders have been looking for, and of course they're taking it higher. We could reach 123, 124, but the longer term targets imply 110 to possibly parity with the euro.
Meanwhile, back to earnings season. Barrick Gold came out with second quarter earnings down 35% from last year. They had some cost overruns in their Chile, Argentina mine. Tell me, how will this affect the rest of the miners as well as the price of gold?
Well, it's indeed a problematic story because we keep hearing from one after the other of the major miners, and Barrick, by the way, is the world's largest gold miner, that capital cost overruns are really crimping earnings fairly badly. Clearly, what we've had here is a miner that scaled back its future output projections from roughly 9 million to perhaps 8 million at best, and of course. It's a bit of a puzzle for many of the equity investors in this sector, because here you have a producer that actually comes out and says that their costs are roughly 560 to 570 an ounce. So there's a bit of a disconnect here between what they can realize on an ounce of gold sold in the market and that which is produced. But yes, anytime you have disappointment with the analysts, and this is the leading miner in the niche, you're going to have some of the rest of the flock catch some flack, unfortunately.